back to a Jyles FBA podcast. Today it's just going to be Michael and I. We're just going to do a duo little podcast. We're going to talk about Q4, what we've been buying, what we've been selling, stuff like that. So, Michael, what's up, dude?
How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. So first off, let's talk about we're getting into Q4. It's August 17th right now.
2 weeks.
2 weeks
2 weeks
until
out.
September, which is official Q4. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're kind of doing to prep for Q4?
Really just, starting in the next few days, funnel all the money I have into credit, leverage that, get inventory in. I know check-in times are becoming horrendous and they'll only get worse towards Christmas, so a lot of that, obviously pay down cards, open up that capital for buying in Q4. A lot of Barbies we've been stocking up on, I know, me and a few others, as much as possible. Those have been flying.
Can
Other
you
than
kind of
that,
go down that rabbit hole for
yeah,
a minute about Barbies, about how Barbie is the number 2 movie in the nation or whatever it may be.
yeah.
Like all these Barbie figures are reselling for 2-3x, especially on Amazon, eBay, like all the stuff we sell on. So if you can kind of hit on what you've been doing Barbie wise, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So I'm sure, some people probably know. However, we posted a thread on it as well, I know, but I initially got 12 off of the initial Walmart stock. It's okay, I don't want to risk this too much. Amazon had just gone out of stock. Price jumped to 50, $55. I got 12. I listed them. They all moved within the day. So I was okay, well, obviously this is going to go pretty well. Then the next couple of days, everywhere online was out of stock. Walmart, Target, Best Buy, everything. But I could check stores on Walmart, obviously. I checked. We were just talking in the chat, and somebody posted something about how their store had stock, and I looked at that store, stores around it, placed an order for 12, assuming I could pay him to pick it up. But I did some more digging, and I made a road trip north, 4 hours one way, and 5 hours back, going through Ohio. So I ended up placing to a total of 50, and those all sold within the weekend, basically, at 20-ish bucks profit a piece. A little lower than that after shipping, probably 22 or 18 or so. So I made 900 to 1,000 bucks off those 50 alone within 2 or 3 days. And Best Buy restocked. I have a business account, max 15. I was able to get 3 orders through, another 45 there. Mattel restocked. I was able to get 25. So I think I did the math yesterday. It was 119 total.
Nice.
100 no,
that you still have coming in?
129 total. But no, I
Or did you
have
already throw?
I have 15 left right now. And so on vacation, I came back. I had 34 here that came from Best Buy and Mattel. Showed up later than the rest. I moved 21 of those yesterday and 3 so far today.
Nice.
So yeah, I've got 10 left. And again, 23 bucks profit a piece. Really carrying my profit.
Stock again?
100%, but I just can't find anything. I go to Walmart, look through the check stores option, and nothing shows up. It just gives me the other seller options. So, assuming our monitors catch that, I'm gonna try and buy everything I can. But until then,
what do you think going into Q4 Barbie's gonna do? Do you think Amazon will be able to catch up to the stock and go back into stock? Do you think people are just gonna continue to buy? Because we saw from the start of the movie, what was it? It was 10,000 sales a month, which is still absurd. And now it's up to what?
13, I believe.
13?
I want to say it went up. It may have dropped back down a bit, but price kind of tanked on one of the listings. So
Yeah.
BSR became better again, lower price, more sales.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Margot Robbie and Daisy Chain necklace it's down to 9,500 a month. However, yeah. So sales rank is up to 1,400 now. At one point it was literally 4.
That's just
Which,
shows
yeah,
how many people
4
are
in
searching
toys.
Barbie in Amazon.
Yeah. And I know there's a different listing. Hit Seller Amp shows like 50, 45, 50 sales a month. And that's the one I was on yesterday that I moved all 21 in a single day at $65 a piece. So knowing how to find, I guess, different listings, I still have, I think I sent in 20 or 34 in a FBA on this
Nice.
bigger listing, which kind of bricked. But hey, I can still make $6 a piece, 21%
Less
ROI.
work too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was going on vacation, I had to get rid of them, wasn't gonna be able to
I
ship,
like it. Keep it
and
moving.
yeah, going into Q4, I mean, if people stay out of stock, we'll see.
Do
I
you think
expect,
people will stay out of stock?
I mean, obviously seller count is still rising up to 188.
Yeah.
It shows here, but I mean, I think price should stay consistent around $45.
Yeah.
Still $6 a unit. I mean, I sent in 34. That's gonna make me a quick $200. But
Yeah.
it just depends on how much retailers restock.
Yeah. That's definitely the question.
We're kind of
For
in that middle ground on. I mean, we haven't started Christmas shopping yet, but
yeah.
people, like the Barbie movie hype is kind of dying down, and people aren't
Mhm.
yet Christmas shopping, so we're in that like middle ground of slow sales,
Yeah.
if I had to guess.
I'd say you are probably right. I'd say come late October, I mean, obviously toy hype will pick up around
Oh
Q4, like next month for sure. People start shopping. I mean, even now, some people are shopping, but it'll really pick up next month. And October will heat up more, and then November will be insane.
Mid to end of November will probably be the biggest. Well, obviously up till Christmas, but that'll be more FBM based, I'm sure.
Yeah. Also to hit on like different listings, like for example, you said seller amp was showing 45, 50 sales a month, and you sold 21 of them yesterday on that listing. For people who don't know, there are different listings for the same products on Amazon. Um, so that's just like a heads up to make sure to do your research before you list on a certain listing. Go see if there's another listing that has that's selling for more money per unit, or even selling for less money but more volume. It just kind of depends on what you're really shooting for.
Right.
Um,
And
yeah,
I mean, data can still be wrong. Like,
that can be
I
wrong
looked
too.
at Keepa on this when I listed a couple nights ago, and I'm pretty sure it was 100 plus bought in past month. That's another thing. If Seller Amp shows low volume, always double check on Keepa. Bought in
Mhm.
last month, right now is 300 plus on this single listing. When Seller Amp shows 61 sales a month.
Yeah,
So you just gotta, I mean, I don't want to say abuse these tools, but double check on everything because something I trust Keepa more than Seller Amp personally. But I
yeah,
didn't know this data on the product details. I didn't know you could even see this until a few weeks ago.
yeah.
It's
Definitely always double check.
great for Seller Amp unknown sales. I mean, a lot of people
Mhm.
see unknown and skip to the next because they're scared. But no, I went to keep on something I bought the other day and it said 300 plus bought in the last month. I was like, okay, so this is why seller count isn't rising because people don't know what the actual sales are.
Yeah, it gives you some clarity. When buying. I don't know how much you spent on that listing, but even if it's $50 or $500, it gives you some clarity that yeah, people are actually buying on this listing. You can even see with Keepa without the product details if sellers are dropping off and pricing's like dropping and rising, dropping and rising. You know it's selling. It might not be selling 5,000 times a month, but you know it's selling. So that's another small little tidbit to keep in
Right.
the back of your head when
Because, I
you're
mean,
sourcing.
people are restocking, you're seeing that, and probably pricing higher. Meanwhile, the people that initially stocked are that low price that you're seeing sell out so quickly. Then price jumps, vice versa. I mean, you just know like there's two ends there, and one of them obviously
Mhm.
is probably has a reprice or something, or hasn't looked at it in a while.
Yeah. What else Q4 wise?
I mean, Legos, but
Legos.
I've always had personally, I've had terrible luck with Legos. I mean, I found some in clearance in store on that trip I made.
Yeah.
It covered my gas money, which I was gonna write off anyway, but still,
Yeah.
um, probably made 50, $60 on those in
See,
a 9 hour trip.
yeah, I mean it's not bad for just like being already in store and picking them up. That's not bad at all.
Right.
But I've always seen like pretty good success with Legos, even though I'm pretty specific on what I buy. Like I'm not gonna buy something that retires in a year or whatever. Like there are a lot of guys who do really well with Legos, but they're basically just balls deep on like only Legos.
Yeah.
And they can do really well with it, but those are the guys who've been in the game for 5-10 years and they know Legos like the back of their hand. But the Legos that I've bought, I've seen like pretty good success with. I'm trying to think. It was some like
Anything
robot
like
type
Star
thing.
Wars. Oh, the Star. I know what you mean. The
Yeah, I forget what
white
it
and
was. It was a
blue.
while ago.
But yeah, I
I
mean
forget
any.
what the exact buy cost was and the sell price, but it was somewhere around 330 and
I
sell
was gonna
price
say it
was
was
like
high
550, six
ticket.
hundred.
Yeah.
And you could only get two off Lego. Lego's extremely strict with looping. Um, but after you receive your order, you can try to go back and order more. But I think I made a few $100 off that Lego, so it wasn't it wasn't anything crazy. But obviously, come Q4, Legos do go crazy. Kind of like last year, it kind of reminds me about the Rainbow Road. If you want to touch on that real quick, last year, Jyles FBA members went
Oh
crazy
yeah.
with this Rainbow Road. Uh, I mean, it's not a Lego, it's Hot Wheels. If you want to touch on that,
Yeah. So when was it? Probably. I mean, it was like when I started FBA,
yeah,
early November, if I had to guess.
yeah, that's
Maybe
probably right.
yeah, early November. That sounds about right. But um, these things restocked on Walmart clearance for $55, and we're on Amazon for what, 120, 130?
120-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So obviously your usual double up cost of goods sold to sale price is 30% ROI. This is like 2.5x. It's probably 50% ROI or so. I don't have the exact chart up,
Yeah.
but for such a high ticket item, I mean, it was selling what 100 times a month, and then jumped to six, seven, 800 by the time they
Yes.
actually checked in.
So like I'll give you an example. We posted this lead. Yeah, it was selling probably 100, 125 times a month. Late November, I believe, and it was either late or it was in November. I'm pretty sure. Well, anyways, we posted buy them, and a lot of members were skeptical because they're like, "Oh, this only sells 100 times a month. Like, I don't want to buy um 10,
Oh,
20, 30 units." And then, did you
I
pull it
found
up?
it.
Let's
Yeah.
hear it.
It was better than we thought. So posted on November 1st.
Okay.
Estimated sales 374, buy cost
Okay.
55, sell price 169.99.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Currently,
It's a little
buy
better.
box is at 208.
Yeah. I remember posting a few months ago. I'm like, bro, if you still have these, get rid of them.
Yeah, yeah, they came back in on target, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they came back on
April 5th.
target. I think we told this maybe the first podcast, but we'll tell it again. They came back. I was actually clearing my SKUs. Um, so I gave this tip a few podcasts back, but essentially, uh, whenever you're going down like clearing your SKUs with stuff you're out of stock in, always check to see if it came back into stock. If the price is higher on Amazon and it's if it makes sense to go back and buy at Walmart, Target, whatever it may be. I didn't even know the SKU was on Target. Well, anyways, I do a quick reverse search, Google search for it. It's on Target. I think it was 130 marked down to 100. Correct
It
me if I'm
was,
wrong, Mike. I think you're looking at it.
yeah, it was like, that sounds about right. I think it was 120. or so, but it was $25 off 100 plus in
100
toys with Target
plus,
Circle,
yeah.
and then
And then
5% red card.
people were stacking 10% employee as well whenever that wasn't clipped. So people
Right.
were getting these for
9806.
on the high side. I don't
Right.
think I
That was like
put
that
in
was
like the
no
15%.
discounts. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So they're getting them for probably around 85 bucks, and they're selling on Amazon for what? Close to 200, 205 or whatever it
196.88.
is. Yeah. What is that profit after fees and stuff?
43%, $42 a piece.
42 bucks a piece.
Yeah.
If I
Selling
remember
116
correctly,
times a month.
I think we took stock there.
Yeah. It went
Yeah.
fast. I wasn't even able to get any.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like I said, I went back, just going through my SKUs. I found it. Right when I found it, I'm like, holy, this is a cook. Let me post it to Jyles FBA. Posted it. And I think we had it out of stock within 10, 15 minutes, probably. We definitely cleared stock. Members made a good amount of money on that. And that was the same SKU that we were cooking last Q4. So always keep those SKUs on like a spreadsheet or in the back of your mind to just go check every few months. Because more than likely they could be profitable again, or they could be in stock again.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean that was one little success story from Q4. Let's tell the other Lulu story from last year, and
Oh yeah. We'll
let's see if
touch on that again. I mean,
we can kind of give our predictions if you think Lulu bags are gonna kind of come back this Q4. Um, I personally probably don't think they're gonna come back this Q4 just simply because last year they cooked all year. Um, So for those of you who don't know or weren't around last Q4, we were posting Lulu bags all Q3 and Q4. Buy costs $38 from Lulu's website plus
yep.
10% Rakuten, 8% Rakuten, 12% Rakuten, whatever it was at the specific time. 10 per order. They weren't too strict about canceling. Sometimes people would get canceled, but most of the time it was pretty solid.
I believe if you did 5 per order, they didn't can because that was their
Okay.
quantity limit.
Oh,
But
okay.
it let you get 10.
Okay, I see.
So yeah, here it is. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, early December to mid December, like I know most people were already FBMing these simply because they were
Yeah.
so hot at the time. But
Yeah.
selling 7,000 to 7,500 times a month at a $38 buy cost, moving for 65 to 75 bucks. It's like an
All day
average
long.
of yeah, it was like an average of 50% ROI or so.
Yeah,
So
which is solid.
18, 20 bucks a unit. Yeah. And we know, yeah, we talked about this already, but our former staff member moved like hundreds of these within just a few days, would um, set up his templates to where expedited shipping tacked on like an extra 20, 30 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, ground, base shipping actually did the job for the estimated delivery date. So he was
Yeah,
pocketing all that extra profit.
yeah,
And
unreal.
yeah,
So
probably
far,
made quite a few $1,000s just in a few days from these.
oh yeah, you definitely made a great profit from Lulu, and he would personally go in store. So he lived in a pretty dense area where he had, I think, six,
Outlets.
7 stores around him, and you'd just make loops every day and just clear all their stock and buy as many as they would let them buy. Um, But obviously, these were restocking online too, and our monitors would catch them. We'd post them, and a lot of people made a lot of money off of Lulu bags. Not just the black ones, the white ones, the navy ones, the red ones, legit almost all colors. But uh, yeah, I don't think these are gonna bounce back for Q4. This Q4 might see a slight increase in price and decrease in sellers if they struggle to stay in stock on Lulu's website. But outside of that, I feel like people are just gonna go straight to the source, straight to Lulu if they're in stock. Um, yeah, I mean that's my predictions for Lulu. Do you have anything to add or any
I mean,
opinions on that?
yeah, I don't think personally it'll really bounce back. Um, might see some okay profit, but nothing to where it was
Mm-mm.
last year.
Do you have any idea on what that Lulu type of product will be this year? Because there's gonna be one.
I
There's always
mean,
one or two that's just like absurd amount, like free money, like stimulus check type of products.
I want to say Barbies,
Yeah.
but again, well, I don't know. Stanley's obviously some of them are hit or miss. The exclusives are always doing well,
Mm.
but I don't know. I guess we'll see how
Let-
they're actually.
Let's hit on the Lainey Wilson's exclusive Stanleys.
Oh yeah,
Do you want to hit on that real quick?
I never got any.
Okay. Well, I'll hit on it. So, and Jyles FBA staff member brought to our attention that they're dropping exclusive Lainey Wilson Stanley's on Stanley's website. So we obviously made a channel for it. We're like, okay, be ready to buy. It's gonna be limited stock. I want to say it was 5,000 or 10,000 stock. Stock number could be wrong there, but anyways, there's like a queue system set up for it and everything. So we got everyone in the server to buy them. I think it was two per order. You could loop it, I believe. Anyways, people bought them for, I think MSRP was $55. Could be wrong there, 50 or 55, which was relatively
Yeah,
like
that's not,
steep, I
I think that's
guess.
right.
Like people were kind of nervous to buy them. But we bought them right whenever they went out of stock. They were probably in stock for 7 to 8 minutes before they went completely out of stock. And people obviously started listing on eBay, selling for 100, 110, 120 the entire day. Like the price just keeps climbing up. People are selling them for 140 at the end of the day. Next week, they're selling for 180, 190, 200 on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Amazon. Even the Amazon listing came out for like $200.
That's what it's
Anyways,
up to now. Yeah, it's
it
up to
was that now
225 on Amazon.
225. So they're just so exclusive. It's just a simple supply and demand. If people are getting these and they're using them, they're obviously not going to go back out into the secondary market for resale. And there are some diehard Stanley people who want to collect every Stanley cup, tumbler. So like, we obviously saw that with this release, which is unreal. I wish someone told me to run some type of bot for it. And I was able to secure 100, 200. I haven't heard of any success stories like that, but that would have been, I don't think anyone was even like really botting it. And if they were, they weren't going hard at it. But if they were, they would have cashed out big time. If not, though, if it bricked, they would have been not looking too hot. So
Yeah, I mean,
that
Stanley
was,
has worried me, but at the same time, there's a few that are like consistently doing well. I mean, if you're FBMing Stanleys, you're gonna lose out on buy box returns.
Mhm.
FBA is definitely the way to go. Buy box jumps up to, you know, 25, 35% ROI consistently. It'll drop down to like a break even price because obviously people don't really understand how to work that. But I know we've seen, especially with cashback, have seen pretty good success on Stanley's in the
Mhm.
past year or so.
Can you hit on the lavender ice flows that we've been buying at like 28, flipping for anywhere between 50 and like $70?
Yeah, so I'll pull up the listing as well.
Sweet. And then as you're pulling that up, you mentioned cashback on Stanley. So last Q4, obviously during like Black Friday week, Rakuten went on like this absurd cashback spree, and there's retailers up to like 25% cashback, which is unreal. I think during Q4 last year, I made $3,000 ish just spending money. Most of it was on Nike. I believe it was 20 or 25% on Nike, which was unreal. I was basically buying stuff that was 15, 20% return on Amazon and turning it into a 40, 50% return. Um, but definitely have Rakuten downloaded and Top Cash downloaded. If you don't have them yet, go to the partnerships in the Discord. Links will be below. But cashback is huge when it comes to Amazon when you're trying to obviously expand those profits. Um, but yeah, go back to lavender ice flows.
Yeah,
Give some
so
stats.
14 BSR, obviously a lot of variations that's all in one, but these just restocked recently for $35 retail. Stanley increased their price again, but obviously we know how to leverage codes for that. So our code was 20% off, got it down to $28, $7 off, selling for 54 at the moment. First time we posted on it was around 60. However, people are actually getting some stock in, but selling, let's see. We'll see how many I'm going to keep and see. 3,000 plus bought in the past month. So these things are flying. At $54 a piece, $12 profit each, and 44% ROI. And obviously, cashback recently on
15%
Stanley
the
has
other
been
day.
15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rakuten, I think, is still 15, actually.
Yeah. So once again, I mean, cashback
Now it's
adding
back to 5.
15%. Okay, well, whenever
But it was, yeah.
yeah, 15% just, I mean, if you sell for retail
You're making
on Amazon,
15%.
you're probably breaking even, losing a few bucks. But if you sell for retail, like no fees, obviously you're still making that 15%. Or if you sell just above, like either way, you don't want to drop buy box and drop the price of the unit, but it's just a safer option whenever you know you have that cash back coming in, as long as your
Yeah,
account doesn't get clipped. But
I know. I know, like April and May, my margins were probably like 5%,
yeah,
but I had another 5 to 7% in cashback because I was just leveraging Stanley's for, I mean, I could go to like terrible listings and break even, but still get that 15%. So I know I profited, I think like 2K off cashback, and it was like 2K actual profits. Meanwhile, my sales were like 20.
yeah,
I mean, the margins weren't there, but cashback really made up for it, and it's untaxed, or you don't have to claim it on your taxes. It's just so much simpler.
exactly. Also, while we're on the Stanley topic, I forget what colorway it was. It was some ice flow. It might have been actually lavender. We posted to buy. It had to be almost 6 months ago, probably now. And people buy them up. People send them into FBA. They're making lower ROI, probably like 10-15% on them. Anyways, listing finally got bricked down, clear back because Amazon came back into stock for a while. Um, so everyone just basically matched Amazon's price. Some people held out, others just dumped and tried to get their money back. Like kind of what I said. I mean, they got the Rakuten money in, so they weren't really losing out on much. May have been breaking even. Um, anyways, Amazon goes out of stock. That price jumps again. People that held out on the Stanleys, they're selling them for 70-ish a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever Amazon was just selling them for 35 a unit, so it legit doubled up. And I think Crash made a post. Adam Crash, we had him on the pod not too long ago. Said, hey, if you held out on those Stanleys, you're cashing out. Because I think he may have had
Yeah,
10, 20 of them,
I know.
and
Uh,
he mentioned it.
More ice flows. While we're still on this, the Ochre and Clouds restocked for like a total of 10 minutes, probably. I
Yeah.
mean, they flew out of stock, and I'm almost positive that, once we posted it, it went out of stock 5, 10 minutes later. So I'm assuming we ate.
Yeah.
Um, the Ochre was going for close to $70. I've been dealing with Stanley cancels, but I was actually able to get 10, so I got them for
Nice.
$30 a piece after tax and prep. And, well, came to my place because it was the only address that would work at the time.
Gotcha.
So I paid tax, still under $30 a piece, and they'll be moving for like 70 or so. I mean, it's just wild.
Mm.
Spent 5 minutes right there to make $300, I believe.
Yeah. And you would have gotten more if Stanley would have obviously allowed you.
Oh yeah.
Um, with the monitors, obviously when they come back into stock, we'll notify members again. The members will eat once again, hopefully. Hopefully that price stays up there. I'm sure it will. I don't know the exact stats, but I'm sure sellers are down, like prices up. Speaking on that, going into Q4, if this is your first Q4, if you just started selling, you're gonna be in for a surprise, a good surprise. Um, you'll see sellers drop off. I mean, it'll just be an angle down, especially come late November, early December. Sellers are just going to be on a downtrend, and the price is just going to be on an uptrend for anything giftable, clothes, shoes, toys, anything giftable. It's just going to
Cosmetics.
be an absolute movie. Yeah, cosmetics for sure. Also, while I'm on this point, right now, if you kind of have some inventory that's kind of like not really stranded, but it's not doing much for you, it's not moving, you might lose some money on it. My advice to you is to dump that inventory and get that money back for Q4. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. All my dead inventory that isn't doing me any good, and it's just sitting money in fulfillment centers. Dump that inventory, get your money back, and go make 50, 60, 70% on toys and giftables this Q4 off the money that has just been sitting there dead for the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
8 months.
I know last Q4 it was when I had just started Amazon FBA, and I didn't start with much money. Like, the only thing that I was kicking myself over was I need more money. Like,
Yeah.
leads weren't a problem, selling stuff wasn't a problem, Amazon wasn't the issue, but it was me and my capital situation where I literally couldn't buy anything. Saw all these
And
great returns, great buys, could do anything about it, and I told
that's
myself
a
I'd
good
be ready
problem to
this time.
have. Yeah. And I guarantee you, if you're still getting ready for it, still come late November, you won't have enough money. I'd put money on it. You'll be like, oh my god, I just spent 50K and it's not enough.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
just so many good deals come Q4. I remember we would post. I'd sit here all day for 10, 12 hours. You as well, Manny, and we'd post 20, 30, 40 plus leads a day, just straight up pumping them out. Just because like Kohl's 80% off, like Walmart
Yeah,
70% off, like just absurd stuff that
Target Circle,
Target circled. Yeah, buy one
50%
get
off.
two free. Yeah,
Yeah,
like just
exactly.
like dumb stuff that these companies are just trying to push all these big deals out, these big discounts, and this is where obviously we need to take advantage and kind of make our money in Q4 because like summertime, I know for me was kind of rough. You've been ramping it up, and obviously did pretty good. But general reselling
Yeah,
and Amazon, summertime is usually down for everything. I
I
know
bet. Yeah, I've
for
been a little slow recently
anything
as well.
reselling, like summer is usually super slow. People are going on vacations, spending a bunch of
Spending
money
money
on
elsewhere.
these vacations. Yeah, I mean they're not on Amazon at night shopping most of the times. They're usually, I don't know, Myrtle Beach or Florida or like wherever you vacation at, and they have to spend 3, 4, $5,000 on that vacation, so they're kind of tight with money during the summer for the general, I'd say, middle to lower class, average American.
Yeah,
So
I agree. I mean, it's been slow like the past month, I know. I probably could have put a little more in Amazon as well, but sales are going to dip this month, and then I'm really not too upset because I am loosening up that capital, getting better cash flow for Q4, so it's not like I'm kicking myself over it. Um, I don't have a ton of sitting inventory. I know I just checked. I just found this feature on Sellerboard actually that shows me my potential sales basically, and I have like 25K in there. And
yeah,
yeah,
that's
since
big.
I started not even, I mean, 8, 10 months ago with less than $1,000, I'm really happy with how it's going.
I mean, there's no other job. Um, I want to say business, but like there are businesses that you can scale relatively quick, um,
The
with no
work,
prior knowledge, I guess. But like it's Amazon's good, dude.
yeah, the
If you
work to
definitely,
profit ratio is wild.
yeah,
I'm gonna probably put an hour a day in this, maybe. Like I do my work for you, push out leads. I don't count that. Like focusing on my own business, maybe an hour a day,
yeah,
on average, and scale from $1,000 in sales my first month to 56K last month.
yeah.
It's just not gonna happen with anything else.
No,
Usually, it's the biggest marketplace on earth. Well,
yeah,
in America.
yeah. So imagine like instead of putting an hour a day, you put 5 hours a day, and you 5x what you're doing now. It'd be
Exactly.
unreal. Um, and it has been done, and it will be done over and over and over again. And I don't think Amazon's going anywhere the next 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 50, 100 years. Even when we're dead, I guarantee you Amazon's still going to be top dog with whatever they're doing. Even if it's not being the best marketplace, it might be something else. I still bet you they'll be the top dog, and you can still contribute, and they'll still have third party sellers or third party employees rather.
Yeah,
So big stuff, dude.
agreed.
Big stuff. I'm hyped for Q4. Not
Me
just for
too.
Jyles FBA members, but my own selling as well. Um, yeah, I think this Q4 is going to be one of the best for myself as well as the group. Obviously, last year we didn't have as many members as we have this year. So I definitely feel like there's a little chip on our shoulders when people come to like relying on us, not really relying on us, but you know what I mean. Uh,
Right.
for our leads and our support come Q4, and putting food on the table for them. You know what I mean?
Yep. And I know, last Q4 I was asking all the questions, and now
Yeah,
I'm going to be answering 90% of them simply because it's just a, an absorption of information in
exactly.
the past 10 months. And hopefully we can pass on that knowledge to everyone else to be able to, quote unquote, make bank near
Make
Christmas.
bank. Yeah, it's it's crazy. I think that we're kind of the guys, me, you, and everyone in the group included, are the guys kind of supplying and kind of using this opportunity of like the holidays to our advantage. Like usually people are like, "Oh yeah, I have a month off from school. I'm gonna go and chill." Like everyone
Yeah.
our age, oh, month off from school, I'm gonna go back home. I'm gonna just chill out, hang out with friends and family, which is great. Like you should chill with friends and family, but like it's kind of
But yeah,
our place to hop in and make some money off of them. Yeah,
I was gonna say I was thinking about that the other day. I know I'll finish up the semester like December 8th, but I probably won't go back home till 2 days before Christmas simply because I'm gonna be up here shipping out orders. I
grinding.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. There's just no way I'll be able to get out. And then I'll come back to probably a heaping pile of, um, well, hopefully not, but possibly a heaping pile of inventory that's past Christmas.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to do something with it, roll it over to next year's, I don't know, inventory costs, I guess.
yeah.
But figure out what to do with that. This is my first big Q4, so it's definitely gonna be a learning curve, but I'm excited,
Well,
very
let's just
excited.
say you're in for a ride, because like last year I didn't really know what to expect. It exceeded my expectations by far.
Right?
Came to wow, like I can legit buy this from Target for $40 and list it on Amazon for as FBM and sell it the same day for $100. Like, yeah, I do that with cards and like general reselling, like let's say shoes or just like random stuff. Yeah, I do that on like eBay and stuff. But whenever you can do it and like repeat the process with
Yeah.
10, 20 different units, either 10, 20 different SKUs as well, it's just absurd. So
Exactly.
that kind of wraps it up for me. If you have anything else, go
It's
for it. I'm down to
Yeah, I
listen.
don't really have anything else on the back burner either.
Sick.
Just need to start ramping up. I mean, if you haven't, get supplies
Yep.
because
Supplies is
supplies are
big.
going to be huge for FBM. Like I said, check-in times won't get any better.
No.
You're going to want to take advantage of that. Boxes, bubble mailers, bubble
Tape.
wrap, poly bags. Poly bags not really for FBM, but
Yeah.
yeah, tape especially.
A lot of the tape, a lot of the boxes. You don't
A
want to
lot
be
of
running
labels.
to Walmart to grab boxes whenever you have 100 orders to ship out. Be prepared.
Yep.
Buy them now.
And
Um,
post office and UPS are going to be, I mean, all the shipping services will be backed up too. So plan for that. Be ready.
yeah,
That's about all.
yeah, the big stuff, dude. I'm hyped. Hopefully you're
Me
hyped.
too. Very.
That's all we got. We'll be back obviously every other week. We do this podcast. We'll probably have on someone, a guest. So be prepared for that. If you haven't checked out our socials, or aren't in the Discord, join the Discord link below. Um, yeah, appreciate it, Michael. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, peace out, guys.
See ya.